everyone, welcome back to She Works Podcast. Today's guest is Allison Jackson. Hi, Allison.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being a guest today on my podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So, can you tell our listeners when you first realized you wanted to become a fitness coach?
Yeah, so it's funny. I always say that my business sort of found me because I've always struggled with my weight. And one of my bucket list items was to compete in a figure competition, which is essentially bodybuilding meets beauty pageant. So I did that in 2012, and I've been doing it every year since. And probably around 2016, people started asking me, like, what are you doing? Like, how are you, what's your diet and exercise program? So that's when I launched Allison Jackson Fitness, where I help high performing women kind of get off the diet train and really learn to eat right and work out to get their best body.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Because I'm starting my fitness journey this week. I'm so lazy. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm so lazy. Like, I want to do it, but I'm just like, I don't have the motivation to get up and do it. Like, I don't know why. But I did set a goal, like what you said. I wanted to do a small K run, the 5K or whatever. I want to do that. And then I want to be able to do I think it's a pull up. Yes. I don't know, where you go like that and you put your head over the bar. That I want to do that. Finally.
Perfect. Those are great goals.
Really? Because I can't do it. I can't even do a sit up.
But you got to start somewhere, and it's good to have those goals and then set little targets that lead up to that.
Yeah, definitely. I got all these apps on my phone. I'm like, I need to do it. So when you work with your clients, what type of coaching do you provide? Like an eating plan or a workout plan? Like, how do you go about your coaching?
Yeah, so predominantly we are focused on nutrition coaching, but I do provide recommendations for workouts because I always say you want to prioritize weight training. And then, also have some cardio, some flexibility, some good movement like yoga and Pilates. But mainly we're focused on nutrition. And that's because that's where 90% of your efforts are going to come from when you really dial in your eating.
Yeah, definitely. So can you explain to our clients, not clients, our guests, our listeners, what exactly nutrition is? Because that's my main problem. Like, I do not know anything about nutrition.
Yes. And I think the best way to learn about your nutrition and understand what you're eating is to download a free app called MyFitnessPal onto your phone and just track your food and get a baseline. And the beauty of MyFitnessPal is it really gives you a great guide into what are your carbohydrates, your protein, your fats, your fiber, your sugar. It gives you a great picture of your nutrition. And from there, you can make tweaks. And most people don't eat enough protein. Most people eat too many carbs and fats. So it's really good to have a balanced diet, but then also have, a good fiber for digestion, and then watch your sugars, So that's really like a great place to start.
It is. So I just downloaded it. That's one of the apps I downloaded. So on there, I'm so confused. I do not know how to use it at all. So when you log in what you eat, it automatically puts in the calories and all that stuff?
Yep. So when you log it in, and it has like 14,000 foods in the database. So when you log a food, you're going to look for a little green check mark, which means that's most accurate. And it will automatically plug in the calories and the macronutrients, which is the carbs, protein, and fat. And then one caveat I will say is if you do download it and your goal is weight loss, don't let them put you on 1,200 calories because that's what it automatically does for everybody. You want to make sure you're eating an adequate amount of calories and not slashing them significantly at first because it's just, you won't be able to sustain it. So what I tell people to do is go to a website called tdeecalculator.net. And TDEE is your total daily energy expenditure. It's going to tell you how many calories you need to eat to maintain and then how many you need to eat to lose weight. And it's going to be a good amount. So I know a lot of people are like mine is 1,600 calories and people might be like, oh my gosh, that's so much. But you really need to fuel your body. You don't want to starve it. You want to fuel it and lose weight at a slow, sustainable pace.
Wow. And what is that? What is it called again?
Yes. It's called T as in Tom, D as in Dave, EE, calculator.net.
Okay. I'm definitely going to download that because like you said, it did do the 1,200 calories. And I'm like,
yes,
I don't know.
Don't do that. You'll be like, no. And then, you get frustrated. You try to hit it for a day or two, you get frustrated and then you just throw it all and then just like, I'm going to eat whatever I want. So don't do that.
That's exactly what I did.
See, I know you. I know what you're doing over there.
So, what type of courses do you provide for your clients? Like, do you provide courses?
Yeah,
I didn't
I
see
do. I have one-on-one coaching and group coaching, and with the group
that.
coaching, you get weekly weekly access to a portal, and each week you'll get a different topic. So the first week might be all about how to figure out your calories, which we just talked about. The next week is about the importance of the different macronutrients. So protein is really important to build muscle and keep you full.
Mhm.
Carbohydrates you need for energy. Carbs are not the enemy. You just need the right amount. And
Right.
then fats you also need in your diet. You don't want to cut those all out. It's really important to get healthy fats like nuts and avocado. And then we
Mhm.
talk about mindset. We talk about movement and the importance of moving throughout the day in addition to those dedicated workouts. So
Mhm.
there's a whole, I try to look at health holistically, that it's not one thing. It's not just diet. It's not just exercise. It's really your sleep, your energy, your water, your mood, your cravings. All of those things are super important.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to look into this. So on your coaching, do you have a payment plan like where you can pay weekly? Or
Yeah. So there's two options. People can either pay in full, which obviously is a little bit cheaper, or there's monthly payment plans because I do want to make sure that obviously everybody can afford to get the help that they need.
yeah, I love it. I love it. So can you
Yeah.
tell our listeners a little bit about your events coming up?
Yes. So one of my absolute favorite things I love, in addition to coaching women, is doing speaking events. So speaking about wellness, and some of the topics I cover are how to focus on your well-being, how to jumpstart your metabolism, how
Mhm.
to build resilience through mindfulness, mindset, and meditation. So I'm doing several speaking events. The next one coming up is at a resort in Pennsylvania called Nemacolin.
Ooh.
It's this luxurious, like, wellness resort. So speaking there, April 22nd to the 24th. And then in
Ooh.
June, a similar resort called Woodlock, which I did last year. It's phenomenal. It's just this incredible place. Um, on June 10th through the 12th, I will be there talking about the same topics. And the beauty of it is it's in person, so it's interactive,
Mhm.
and I can help coach people, kind of while they're there.
Yeah, that's really good because I feel like a lot of people need this type of advice. That's why I'm so happy that you're on here today because a lot of what you eat and what goes into your body has to do with your mental health, and a lot of people do not know that. I didn't know that until I was put into the hospital, and they was like, "What type of food are you eating?" And I'm like, "Bacon, not good stuff." And they're like, do you eat vegetables at all? No.
Yeah.
And they're like, that has a lot to deal with your mental health and the way you're thinking and the way your brain thinks. I'm like, what? I didn't even know that.
Yes, it's so important. And I was the same way. I always thought it was diet, exercise, diet, exercise. And during the
Mhm.
pandemic, I went for my yoga teacher certification. And one of the
Mhm.
things, the key takeaways was, are you a good friend to yourself? And are you,
Mhm.
beating yourself up or not having grace with yourself over things like eating right and movement and stuff? So yeah, the mental aspect is so, so, so important. And
Yeah.
that's what I love helping women realize, is that self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And putting yourself first and making time is so important.
That's true. So have you ever thought about like mentoring kids, like going to speak at schools about nutrition and educating them on it so they would know that, that will help them?
Yes, yes. It's funny. I am looking at other groups. So there's a group locally here called Wonder Girls, which is geared towards high school girls and helping them kind of
Yeah.
build their self confidence and esteem. And wellness is one of those areas that
Mhm.
I would love to get that established in high school and college. The whole mentality of, you don't have to starve yourself, you don't have to kill yourself with workouts. That
Mhm.
health is holistic. It's all the pieces of the puzzle. So I am
Mhm.
looking at different organizations, and I'm totally open to anyone that has those types of organizations that's looking for a wellness speaker. But it's funny, I did volunteer for an organization called Girls on the Run, which is another kind of empowerment. You basically train elementary school, middle school girls to run their first 5K. And during that time, you're teaching them about confidence and
Mhm.
resilience and, pushing through your comfort zone. So that
Yeah.
was a wonderful organization. So I love all of those types of companies and organizations that really promote that girl empowerment and building up their
Yeah.
self-confidence.
I love it. I love the positive motivation and stuff to help kids, especially kids, because
Yes.
yeah, I feel like it'll lower like um, what is it called, eating disorders. It'll lower their like
Yeah.
suicide rate. I feel like it'll lower a lot of things, and I feel like the education system needs to look into this to try to help them.
And I agree, especially with social media today. You know, you look at the fitness influencers, I use that air quotes, you know, that people are posting these pictures, and, you know, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and it's like, that's not real. Like, what they post on Instagram is not real life. So I think it's really important for girls to understand what like a healthy body looks like and feels like.
Exactly. So what do you like to do when you're not coaching?
What do I like to do when I'm not coaching? I love spending time with my family. I love spending time. I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised. I spend a lot of time at the Jersey Shore. And I also have a rescue, a pit bull rescue. So I want to try to hopefully convert the pit bull. I was very anti pit bull, and she's a rescue, and she's just the sweetest dog I've ever had in my life. So definitely they have a bad rap, but yes, that's my other favorite thing. I call her my favorite child. So I like to spend a lot of time with the family and the dog.
They are so sweet. There was one just roaming around in my area, and I'm like, is that a pit bull? Like, it didn't have like any owners, and my dog is real little, and I'm like, hold up. But she was so nice, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. They get a bad rap.
I agree. So what advice would you give our listeners who want to hire a fitness coach such as yourself, but are on the fence?
That is a great question. I love that. And so first I would say, take a look at their background and make sure that their vision, their mission, their values are aligned with yours. So for me, I try to live by 3 things: being healthy, fun, and authentic. So make sure that whatever coach you pick is someone that's aligned with you, that you feel like they're where I want to be. Like, you know, when you look at their journey and where they started from to where they are now. So I'm the same way. So I always say coaches need coaches. So I'm the same way. And I look at coaches and I'm like, all right, what's the next level for me? Where do I see myself, or what do I want to learn? So that's important too. You want a coach that's going to teach you, and not just, you don't want to be coached forever. You want to basically, you know, have them, I always say, I'm going to teach you to fish, and then you're going to go out on your own. My goal is not to coach anybody forever. So that should be the same thing for others looking for a coach.
Right. I agree. That's really great advice. That's why when I was going through your website, I was like, I think I want to talk to her because I need help. Like, I can't eat healthy. Like, I got chips right now that I was eating right before this. I'm not gonna lie. And cookies and cakes, like, it's terrible. And my mom is like, you need to cut back on that just a little bit. I'm not trying to tell you you're fat, but cut back on it. I'm like, okay, thanks, Mom.
So funny.
But I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much, Allison, for coming on my podcast today and chatting with me.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.
You have a great day.
You too.
Bye.